Today we're talking about formatting your code. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about code formatting, which is a topic full of opinions. Everything from who cares to holy wars about spaces, tabs, and where to put curly braces. But it is important, and it's a topic that can be a little overwhelming for new programmers who are just coming into this space, especially if you just wrote a bunch of code with one formatting style or maybe no formatting style, at least consistently, and then you have coworkers or someone else wants you to change and use a different formatting style. It can be a little overwhelming. So hopefully this video will make life a little simpler for you, especially when it comes to formatting your code. Before we dive in, I just want to thank all of you who help support this channel in various ways, especially those that support the channel financially through Patreon. You know who you are and you make this channel possible, so thank you very much. But now let's take a look at some code. Okay, so for this video, I'm just going to grab some code that I'm playing with for a future video. We'll talk about it probably at some point in the future, but today we're just going to talk about formatting it. But first off, before we get too deep into this, why do we care? Why does any of this matter? So let me show you two examples, because this code and this code, they're functionally identical. They do the same thing. The computer doesn't see any meaningful difference between them, but I can guarantee your coworkers will. And you will in a few days or weeks when you come back to fix a bug or to add a feature. Well-formatted code is going to make it way easier, so much easier to understand what's going on. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I am not super opinionated about a lot of formatting specifics. I don't really care whether you use 4 spaces or 8 spaces or 2 spaces, or even tabs. Actually, well, yeah, use spaces. I don't really care if your curly braces get their own line or they hang out on the previous line, but you really should be consistent in what you do, at least within a project or within a company. The people working on a project, all the code for that project should use a consistent style. Remember, the goal is to make things easy to understand. You don't want your readers to have to mentally adjust every time they switch from one file to the next just because these two files are formatted differently. So anyway, yeah, you want to be consistent, chat with your colleagues, lab mates, teammates, or whoever you are working with on something, and just decide on a formatting style. Hopefully they're not too opinionated and no fights break out. Okay, so pick a formatting style. The thing is there are a lot of different options for you to choose from. For example, you're going to want properly indented code. That's pretty much a given, right? Like here, you're going to want pretty much everything within this function to be at the same indent level so that you can just visibly tell just by indentation what code belongs to a function or what code belongs inside this if statement or what code belongs inside this for loop. But should we use tabs? Should we use spaces? I mean, use spaces, but how many spaces? 2, 4, 6, and should our curly braces get their own line right here, or should we stick them up here on the end of the line that started the block? You know, there are just a lot of different choices that you can make, and the point is, like, let's say your team decides to change one of them. Like, let's say they decide they want to change where the curly braces go for some reason. Now, do I have to go through my code and change it everywhere by hand? Because that would be really cumbersome. So no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to simplify things quite a bit. So the first takeaway from this video is never format your code by hand. We have tools for this. As long as you are using a common programming language, we're using C, but this is true for Python and Ruby and JavaScript and Java and C++ and whatever. Regardless of the language you're working in, there is probably an automatic formatting tool available to you. For C, because that's what we're using in this example, we have formatters like indent, that's the one I grew up with, or clang-format, which is the one that I'm going to use in this video because it's what I'm using in most of my projects today. And so just to give you an idea of how it works, we can just run clang-format and we can just say example.c, right? So this is going to automatically format the code. You can see it, some things look slightly different and it dumped it to the terminal here. Now, maybe I just wanted to update it in place. Then I can come in here and add -i. And so it's going to actually update the file. You can see it reformatted there. Right now, it's just using its default style, but I can come in here and I can say, I want to specify a style. So I can say style equals LLVM. That's probably the default because this is clang format. Or we can come in here and say, I want GNU. And you can see that our formatting has changed all of a sudden. Or let's say that I happen to like Google's style or Microsoft style. Okay, each of these organizations have different styles, and you can see that the code style changes each time depending on the style that I specified. Now, these are all solid formatting styles, and if your team doesn't have a strong opinion, I recommend just picking one. Now, let's say you do pick one. Let's come back and let's say that we picked Google. and we're like, I really like this, except one thing really bugs me. And like maybe it's the fact that they just use 2 spaces per indent. I like a more sturdy indent. Well, if we want to tweak things a little bit, you can actually dump the styles configuration. So for example, I can come back in here and say clang-format. And let's say that I know I like the style, I like the Google style, and I want to see the details behind the Google style. I can just say dump config. And then I'm going to redirect that into a file called .clang-format. Okay, so once this runs, you notice that we have a new file up here called .clang-format. And in it, if we look, it has all of the little details, all the detailed decisions that make up the Google formatting style. And yes, I told you there were a lot of them. I wasn't kidding. But let's say the one that we really care about, the one that we want to focus on, is the indent width. I can come down here and just find indent width, and you can see here that its indent width is 2 spaces. And let's just say that I prefer it to be 4, right? I can change it to be 4 here, and I can save this. And now when I run clang-format again, I can just come in here and say, I don't specify the style anymore. I'm just gonna say I and C, and you notice that it follows the same format we had before, except it's changing the indent to now be 4 spaces. Now, I didn't specify a file, it just automatically saw the .clang-format file, and it just uses that by default if there is one present. So that's why I gave it the name that I gave it. And so that's nice, but we can make things easier because most editors will actually help us out and run this command. I don't want to run this command over and over again. My editor will run it for me. So for example, I'm using VS Code right now. So if I go into the VS Code settings, and I'm just going to search for style, and you notice down here, there are a bunch of settings with style in them, but we're gonna come down to clang-format fallback style. And you notice here, so the default style that it uses, if it can't find a clang-format file, it will use the Visual Studio style, which makes sense since this is VS Code. But then down below here is the actual style that it's going to use, which in this case, it just says file. What that means is it's going to look for a .clang-format file, and if it finds one, then it's going to use that. So I'm also going to look for the setting. There's one more setting that I care about here, which is format on save. And you're gonna wanna make sure this is turned on. So this is something that I've turned on, which just means that it's going to format my code every time I save it. Okay, so then if we come back in here, you notice that I modified it here, and we saw it change over here when we ran it in the terminal. If I come back here and let's change it to something else, let's say that I want, an indent width of 6. Then if I come back in here and I just save my file, you notice everything gets adjusted, and now we have 6 spaces per indent. And so now if your whole team does this and they use the same style settings, then you're gonna have consistent formatting as long as you all save your code. And if you're not saving your code, you got bigger issues than formatting. Okay, now one minor thing that I find kind of annoying is, let's say that I change it back to 4, and we come back here and save. You notice that it reformatted my code to use 4 spaces per indent, but the spaces setting, the indent setting for my actual file here for my project didn't get updated automatically. I really wish that it would just look in the .clang-format file and update its settings, but it doesn't do that. Still, let's say we make this change, I can come down here and I can just come in here and say detect indentation from content. It's probably the easiest way to do it, and it looks at the file and says, oh, it definitely looks like we're using 4 spaces per indent, and now it's all good to go. So it's not that much of an inconvenience, but I hope this helps you produce and maintain cleaner code and avoid some headaches in the future, at least as far as formatting is concerned. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.